Yes. All right. All right. No, I came in person last time. Oh, right. You are the cousin of Miss Arun. Yes. Good, good. Please practice just yeah, I'm still going to practice. Yes, very nice. Once. Mr. White? That's okay. Yeah. Right. Everyone, please say loudly 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Very good evening to everyone. Before we begin, let me do the same wish that I do every day. May this session also help you to develop in your Dhamma path further and further. And may this session be helpful for you to gain at least little inner peace or inner happiness with it. With that wish, we are going to start today's session. So, dear Dhamma friends, the old students, they are continuing to practice the second step of Vipassana meditation, and the new students, they are continuing with the first step of breathing meditation. Right. Can you give 2 books, 2 files? Okay, first of all, I want to remind the second step of Vipassana meditation for the old students. So what you have to do is, please observe the sensations on your face area, right? So so first you have to start observing the sensations on your forehead, right? On your forehead, and whatever the sensations that you experience over there, let it be coldness, let it be heat, so let it be itching sensation, crinkling sensation, so blood circulation sensation, or let it be any sensation that you can name by words, or let it be sensations that you cannot name, so that you don't have a word to say. Just observe them as they actually are. Whenever you observe a sensation, uh, remind yourself this sensation is also impermanent, impermanent change. Then after that, please move your attention towards your both eyelids, first towards your right eyelid, then towards the left eyelid, and observe the sensation on both. And after that, right eyebrow and left eyebrow. Then right eyelid and left eyelid. And then right eyeball and left eyeball. And then after that, please observe the sensations on your nose. And then please observe the sensations on your right cheek, then left cheek, upper lip, lower lip, and finally, please end your observation by observing the sensations on your chin. Whatever the sensations that you encounter, they only have one characteristic. They have a they originate, they have a beginning, and then gradually they'll reach their own peak, and after that, little by little, so it'll decline. Quantity will decline, and finally that sensation will pass away. Allowing another sensation to perform, right? So that's the nature of all the sensations. So throughout your body, from top to bottom, bottom to top, wherever you observe, this is the nature of all the beings. Let that person be from any part of the world, and let that person belong to any religion, right? Let that person to speak any language, regardless of all those differences. This is the nature of all the beings in the world. All the beings in the world. With that perfect understanding, please keep on observing the sensations. So they are always arising to pass away. There is no sensation that you can consider as a permanent sensation. All are bound to pass away. And then when you are the negativity is inside the mind. So all kinds of negative thoughts, right? It would be anger, hatred, jealousy, ill will, or any of such negativities. So they are just like a fire, which is burning within, which has arisen within, right? Practice of vipassana is similar to throwing water to get rid of that fire. Campfires. Whenever we want to get rid of it, so what you do is you throw a bucket of water, and then they create a huge sound like juice, right? Then after that, when you throw the second bucket of water, what happens is, the juice sound that it produces, so it becomes lesser, right? And then finally, when you throw the third bucket of water, so the juice sound that it creates, so that sound is far weaker. And after that, so whenever that fire is gone, even though how much water that you throw to that fire, it is not going to generate any more sounds, two sounds. So this is the same. So inside us, so we have developed So all the negativities that we have within, so they have three bases. So first thing is, so because of our ignorance about the reality of things, we think those whatever sensations that arise, they are permanent. So you may say, no, you don't think so, but that's how you have trained your mind. So even though you are so intellectually know that so they are impermanent, right? They are impermanent. So until you experience their impermanence through your own experiential wisdom, so through your own practice, so that's not going to go away. Can you understand? Right. So then you have then to solidify the understanding. So to solidify the understanding, you have to experience it. You have to observe and understand that phenomenon within again and again and again. Then it is just like, as I mentioned, throwing water to the fire. Little by little, the understanding starts to become stronger. At first, it will be weaker, but later on, it begins to become stronger and stronger and stronger. When the understanding becomes stronger and stronger and stronger, the more inner negativities become weaker and weaker and weaker, right? And then finally, what will happen is all those negativities will go away when our understanding so hits the peak, right? Then right. Then the other thing is we have to understand. So so the things that so sometimes when we have the previous mindset, that means when we are with the ignorance, so we attach to things. So we attach to things. The more we attach to things, right? The more we the more we think that things are permanent. So and the more that we attach to those things, so that much they can hurt us, right? If you attach too much to something, so let's say that's a person. If you attach to someone so too much, if that person does something, so does something hurtful towards you, that can hurt you more, right? So let's compare these kinds of an incident with it, right? Uh, you walk on the road, something happens. Uh, let's say you meet a person who is so who has some kind of a mental sickness. So that person shouts at you, saying, "You fool!" And then you look at that person well, and then you realize that person is not mentally healthy, and then you move on. And then then one of your friend, so you do something, and then after that your friend gets angry and scolds at you, saying, "You fool." At the time, you get hurt more than you got hurt at the first moment, first incident. But the level of your hurt is different. Now, at home, you do something wrong, and your mother or your father shouts at you loudly, saying, "You fool." It hurts. So it hurts more. It hits the bottom. Why is that? The attachment is very, very strong. Then you have to understand. So we have developed these. So the more that we have developed attachment towards things, so the more so you are bound to feel so hurt in return when they change. But things change. People change, situations change, objects change. So the favorite Tesla car that you buy, it may be the newest model. One day you have to throw it away, and then you can find it at which yard? Junkyard. So while the workers are about to crush it into pieces, you loved it, but that's the nature. So all the people that you love, so it is okay to love, but they have the same nature of impermanence. So one day they are bound to pass away. When they pass away, you feel so much sorrowful. But the nature is bound to flow as it is. You can't stop it. Then you need, if you want to stop that deep pain, and if you want to come out of all the suffering, such kind of suffering, then you need to understand the impermanence nature of beings. So thoroughly, not theoretically, but through your experiential wisdom. Right? Then, so that's something that you need to understand as Vipassana meditators. So gradually, please practice very, very ardently. Experiential wisdom is the best. Right? Hearsay wisdom, yes, that's important, but it cannot give you the complete understanding. Through the so hearsay wisdom, whatever things that you heard, that you read, or that you were taught, so through those things you may think deeper. Then you will attain the philosophical wisdom. It helps further than the first wisdom, but it's not perfect until you reach the experiential wisdom. Well, several times I taught you with the simile of cake. Many people can talk about the cake. You can read about the cakes. And you might see the other people using the cakes. But until you taste the cake, you don't know whether you don't know 100% accurately whether the cake is tasty or not tasty. Right? So just try to eat the cake through this meditation practice. Okay, then please ardently practice. For the new students, I kindly request them to practice the first step of breathing meditation. So what you need to do is you can start practicing vipassana meditation in about after about 2 months, right? So until then, please practice breathing meditation to develop concentration. So if we have a well to take water, but the rope in the bucket is not long enough, you can't take water out. So even though how much you try, just like that, if your concentration level is not good enough, you won't be able to feel the sensations of your body. If your mind is not calm enough, if your mind is not patient enough, and if your mind is not sensitive enough, so you cannot feel those subtler sensations. Therefore, always make sure to have a good concentration with it. So ardently please practice this breathing meditation for about 1 to 2 months, and after that you can join with us to practice with your students to practice vipassana meditation. Right? I'll help you, but it's up to you the practice. Right? Okay. So when it comes to breathing meditation, what you need to do is please observe the breath which is coming in and going out. Right? When the breath is coming in, please be completely aware. When the breath is going out, please be completely aware. So if the breath is long, so don't observe the breath all the way in. Don't go with the breath all the way in. Instead, please stop your observation at the end of your nostril. Right? So it is not a place that you can see. So it is a place that you can feel. So while working with the breathing, with your breath, so please recognize that particular area, the ending point of your nostril, right? And then please observe the breath only up to that point, right? When the breath is coming in, please be fully aware. When it is going out, please be fully aware. If it is long, if it is short, let it be so. Don't try to change it. Just keep on observing, just like a gatekeeper, right? Then, so if the breath is long, if the breath is short, if the breath is gross, if the breath is soft, let it be so. Just keep on observing the breath as it is, right? So, giving your entire attention, giving your entire attention. So, if your mind wanders away, don't feel frustrated. If your mind wanders away, so don't feel frustrated. Please bring back. So bring back your attention without feeling frustrated. So without blaming yourself, without wasting time, once again to the breath, and start working again without complaining. Right. So please keep on working on your breath like that, very very ardently, very ardently, with a very strong determination. Keep on practicing very ardently. Then to newcomers, do you have any question about the breathing meditation? Did you understand? Did you understand? Did you understand? Right. All right. Very nice. Okay. Then please keep practicing. So breathing meditation during the silent meditation time. So today, so before we start, I teach all the meditators something that you need to develop in life as meditators. Today, I'm going to teach you something very important. So today, so I won't teach you that even though whatever the things that you get, you should not be arrogant. You should not be arrogant. Let it be a material gaining or let it be a spiritual gaining. So even though you gained it, so you should not be arrogant, right? So, so we don't know when we lose all those things, right? Whatever things that we are so proud of, we might sometimes lose them, right? We might sometimes lose those things. Therefore, we should not be arrogant, even though how many things that we get. So in life, let it be material things or spiritual things. Instead, we should develop humbleness with it, right? So we need to be very humble, even though how many things we do get, right? So during the Buddha's time, there was one Bhante called Bhante Rahul. So he was very young, and every morning after, so you might have seen the temple so clean because we clean the temple every evening. Just like this, even those days, Bhante Rahula joined the other Bhantes, that means monks, so to clean the temple. After cleaning the temple, this young Bhante Rahula, he was used to take one, sorry, in the morning. So in the morning, so he used to sweep the temple and he used to take one handful of sand onto his hand. Then he threw that handful of sand up with one wish. So he wished, may I get so this many advices during this day. Right? May I get this many advices during this day. And another simple story from the Buddhist time. Bhante Sariputta was the second in rank. So when it comes to the Bhantes during the Buddhist time. So he was an enlightened monk and a very good Dhamma teacher. One day, when he was walking, uh, one small part of his robe was touching the ground. At that time, one young Bante saw that and uh, showed it to Bante Sariputta. Even though Bante Sariputta was so famous in India at that time, so even though how much knowledgeable he was, he did not develop arrogance. So at that time, so it's a very simple thing, right? Instead, Bhante Sariputta turned towards that young Bhante and said three times the very same three words, sadhu, 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 and appreciated and thanked that Bhante. So that kind action. Therefore, when we get things in life, we have to be very, very humble. Very, very humble. That's a very important practice that we need to develop as meditators, right? That's a very important practice that we need to develop. That's for your day-to-day life, right? Okay. Now we are about to start the silent meditation. Everyone, please keep your back straight, neck straight, and head straight. Please keep your right palm on your left palm. If you prefer another posture, that's fine. But this will be, so I recommend this posture most of the time. So please keep your right palm on your left palm. But if you like another posture, that's fine. Now please close your eyes. Before we start, we usually pay our sincere respect and gratitude towards the Buddha for teaching this precious non-sectarian Dhamma and meditation practice to us. So I will recite three short stanzas to pay respect to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. And after that, we are going to start the silent meditation. Everyone, calmly, please concentrate. Namo tase bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhase. Namo tase bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhase. Namo tase bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhase. Itimiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho Vinyacharana sampanno sungato lokamido Anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati Sata deva manusanang Buddho bhagavati Swakato bhagavata dhammo Sangnittiko akaliko Ehi pasiko panaiko Bacatang veditabo Vinyo hiti Supanipangno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujumanipangno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyaya patipangno bhagavato savaka sangho Samiche panipangno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadinang chattari purisa yugani Ate purisa puggalam Esa bhagavato savaka sangho Ahuniyo pahuniyo Nakiniyo anjali karniyo Anuttarang punyakhitang lokasati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. With a very calm mind, with a very quiet mind, with an alert, very attentive mind, with a balanced, very patient, peaceful mind. Everyone, please start your meditation. If you are a new student, please start practicing the first step of breathing meditation. If you are a no student, please keep practicing the second step of Vipassana meditation. Regardless of the technique, I sincerely wish may your meditation practice be very, very successful. Very, very successful. Everyone, please start your silent meditation right now. Now, everyone, if your legs are hurting, please relax the legs. But please keep your eyes closed. You can relax your legs, and after that, you can redo the posture again. Now, we are going to practice loving kindness meditation in brief. Loving kindness meditation in brief. First, let's share our sincere loving kindness with yourself. In this whole universe, you love you the most, more than anyone else. So please share your loving kindness with yourself first. Please think. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be very peaceful. Please spread your sincere loving kindness with yourself first. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards your dear parents, teachers, relatives, and friends. Please think. May my dear mother, may my dear father, may my dear teachers, relatives, and friends be well, be happy, be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your sincere loving kindness towards your dear parents, teachers, relatives, and friends. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards the neutral people. Neutral people are the people who are in the middle, who are in the middle. So they don't belong to the category of friends. They don't belong to the category of enemies. They are in the middle. Please think. Share your loving kindness with them. May all the neutral people be well. May all the neutral people be happy. May all the neutral people be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Very peaceful. Please spread your sincere loving kindness towards the neutral people. Neutral people. Now, let's spread our loving kindness towards your enemies. First of all, mentally, please forgive your enemies for their mistakes. At the same time, please ask forgiveness for the mistakes that you did to hurt them. To hurt them. Now, please spread your sincere loving kindness towards your enemies. Your enemies. Please think. May my enemies be well. May my enemies be happy. May my enemies be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards your enemies. Your enemies. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. Towards all the beings in the world. Not only human beings, but also please focus on animals. All kinds of beings that you can see or that you cannot see. Let them be all kinds of reptiles, all kinds of birds, insects, all beings. Please focus on them and then share your loving kindness with all the beings in the world. Please think. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be very peaceful. Very peaceful. Please spread your sincere loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. All the beings in the world. Bhavattu sampe mangalam rakantu sampe divata samme buddhanupavine samme dhammanupavine samme sanghanupavine sada sutti bhavantutte. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now everyone, please calmly open your eyes. Let your whole body to relax. Let your whole body to relax. Now please join your palms together and say 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear Dhamma friends, hope all of you had a good meditation session. Hope you could concentrate. But this is a war that you have to engage in, as I always mention. Various kinds of negative thoughts come and peep inside in to find an opportunity to get in. So it is up to you to chase them out whenever they are about to peep in, right? So if not, they are going to come and take your house. And until you ask them to go, they are not going to go away. So keep on working hard. So daily, this is a practice. We should not be limited to Friday evenings. So on Friday evenings, I only give you the motivation and the instructions. But this is something that you need to do daily to make your body strong and build your muscles. You go to the gym and exercise, right? So just like that, this is a mental gym that you need to work on daily. In the morning, please practice this for 5 minutes at least. Vipassana meditators are not excused to do 5, so please take 15. And the other new students, so they are kindly requested to practice at least for 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes in the evening. This is a good investment that you do for yourself, for yourself, right? Then now it is the time for the small break. If you want to go to the bathroom or if you want to drink water, So you can use these 3-4 minutes. And after that, we are going to discuss another very important lesson with everyone, which is related to this Vipassana meditation practice. Okay, so everyone, so calmly, if you want to go and drink water, go to the bathroom, please go. The others, please remain calmly inside. Yes, I change it. That's fine. Miss Pia. Now calmly, everyone, please say it 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma friends, Miss Pia, do you need this chair? I think better to give her that. Thank you. So, what are your names?
Mine's Reed.
Reed. Kyle. The nice names. Right. So then, during the last week, we talked about the third noble truth. So we already learned. So after the Vipassana meditation practice, we started learning about certain truths that we need to understand about. That we need to understand, which are related to our meditation practice, right? So you can take your books out if you want to take notes. First, we discuss about the 3 characteristics of life. 3 characteristics of life. So, first characteristic is impermanence. What is the second one, Mr. Jim? Tim? Yes, Mr. Tim. Suffering. And third one, Ms. Jane. No self. Right. So those are the first 3. So impermanence, then suffering, and then after that, no self. So we learned about those those three characteristics of life. So let it be a Buddhist, Hindu, Christian, Muslim, atheist, or agnostic, for all those beings. So these are the three characteristics of all beings' lives, right? Not only human beings, for all the beings, right? So even the ant has these characteristics in its life, right? And then the next one, then we began to learn about the Four Noble Truths, right? We learned, uh, we learned first about uh, what is the first noble truth? Martin, do you know? Yes. So the noble truth about suffering, or we call it dissatisfaction or discontentment, right? We understood that there is a continuous discontentment, dissatisfaction, suffering in our lives, right? So we learned, so decaying is suffering. It's a noble truth of suffering, right? So wherever you go, we let you go to the sky, or let you go to the middle of the ocean, or let you hide inside a cave, or do anything, you cannot escape from that noble truth of suffering, right? So let you follow any religion, speak any language, so that's a noble truth for all of us. Then, we learned, birth is the first cause, therefore it's also a noble truth of suffering. And then after that, we learned that sickness, right? We constantly face sickness in life, right? Even right now. So we are facing mental and physical sicknesses. Right? You don't notice. That's why you don't see. You will say, "Oh, I'm 100% healthy. I don't have any sickness." But so that's there all the time, right? So inside you, since you don't observe your own body and mind, you don't see. Right? That's something we constantly face as beings, right? And then death, phenomenon of death. It is also a noble truth of suffering for all the beings. So passing away is a thing which causes suffering, right? So it doesn't matter whether whatever the religion that we practice, whatever the nationality that we belong to, and whatever the language that we speak, right? All beings, they when they face this, they have to face this phenomenon, and it's an already a noble truth which is inside our lives, right? Then loved ones, so when they depart, that's also a suffering, right? So when you depart from your loved one, that's not happiness, it's suffering, right? So it is, we are experiencing it all the time. That's why it's a noble truth. So whatever the comfortable feelings, uh, comfortable thoughts that you experience, they, they kept on coming and going, right? They keep on coming and going. You experience it throughout your life. You can run anywhere to the sky, and you can pass the ozone layer and go beyond that, but you can't escape from that. And you can go to the middle of the ocean and go to the place where the blue whales are. Can't help, you can't escape. So loved ones, when you depart from your loved ones, wherever you go, it's a noble, it causes suffering. That's therefore it's a noble truth of suffering. And then after that, you have to associate people or things or moments or such kind of things that you don't like. That also causes suffering. Therefore, having to associate people, things that you don't like, that's also a noble truth of suffering, right? So, not only it's not only about your boss at your workplace, right? It's about your whole life. Even right now, you are experiencing it. Whenever you feel uncomfortable sensations, you don't like it. But what to do? That's a noble truth of life. Even the ant, even the elephant, and even the blue whale, or divine beings, or Brahma beings, or anybody, all of them are facing, experiencing this in life, right? And then after that, final one, next one is whatever we wish it doesn't happen, something else happens that also causes suffering, right? And then finally, the arising and passing away of five aggregates, right? Rising and passing away of five aggregates. So, can you remember the five aggregates? So, form, yes, sensations, is two, perceptions. Mr. Manish, can you remember? Um, mental, mental information. Good job, Mr. Manish. And then final one, Samuel, consciousness. So we call the being. So the being is the combination of these five aggregates. So all of them are five separate fields, and they are constantly rising and passing away. You can't stop them. You can't say, "Oh, sensations, you stop. I don't want to feel anything." You can't. Mental perceptions, you cannot stop them. Or mental formations, you cannot stop them. Right? So consciousness, you cannot stop them. They continue to rise and pass away. So this is the noble truth of suffering. And then we learned about the second noble truth. So then why this suffering continuously happens? Because of the continuous craving that we have with it. We discuss this deeply, the cause of suffering. So in the noble truth about the cause of suffering, in that paragraph, on that week, so we discuss about that one. In brief, you can write down craving is the cause of suffering. And then third, we discuss about the third noble truth of suffering in the last week, right? So then we learned, so so if there is a sickness, when you go to the doctor checks the patient and says whether I can cure this person or not. Just like that, yes, it is very, very evident, very, very clear that there is this noble truth of suffering and there is a cause for it, and how to come out of it, right? So can we come out of it? Then Buddha said, yes, when you let go of your craving, let go of your craving, so then you can come out of your suffering. So the craving which you have developed artificially, so without understanding the real truth about this nature, right? This nature, so then you can come out of suffering. That's yes, we can do it. And today we are going to learn about the fourth one, right? I'm not going to teach them one by one, because in the next week we will have the question and answer session, and after that, starting from the next week, I'm going to teach you them one by one, all the eight, right? So fourth one is the path to the cessation of suffering, right? Path to come out of all the suffering. So Buddha teaches a positive path. So from beginning to the ending point, everything is all about positivity. All about positivity. How to come out of suffering. Right? That's the summary of all these teachings about Four Noble Truths. Right? How to come out of this constant suffering within us. Right? So then, uh, so you know, let me start with the simile of the Buddha. One day, one person want so one person wanted saw a mount of cow dung. Do you know cow dung? So in our countries, in the past, cow dung was used to fertilize. So it was used for so many things. Fertilize the plants, and then to make these incense sticks and so many things. So this person saw this mount of cow dung and thought, then he had a bag. He put a lot of cow dung inside this bag, and then he kept that bag on his shoulder and began to go to his home. Then one person saw this person who carries the bag of cow dung and said, "Oh, why are you taking cow dung with you? In our area, we have a lot of cow dung. We can use them. Why are you carrying this cow dung?" Then he said, "Oh, this cow dung, so it looks like so good. So that's why I am carrying this cow dung with me." He didn't want to let it go. Then, uh, then after that, while he was carrying the cow dung, his new cloth, it gradually started to become stinky and dirty, right? When he was moving forward, that person was following, and then on the way, it was about to rain. At that time, that person, the wise person who asked him to throw away the bag of cow dung, said, "It is about to rain. It is about to rain. So, um, so let's throw the bag of cow dung. If not, what is going to happen is you are going to bathe in cow dung." But he said, "Oh no, I was carrying this bag of cow dung for a long distance, so many kilometers. No, sorry, so many miles." At that time, there were no kilometers, miles. So so many miles, and um, I don't want to throw this away. I don't want to throw this away. I really want to take this home. I was carrying this up to this point. Why shouldn't I carry it home? Then what happened? The rain began. Drop by drop, it began. And finally, it started raining. Cats and dogs. Bag of cow dung uh, became fluidy. And then that fluid, so cow dung fluid, which began to pour down within the whole body of that person. And finally, when he went home, he only had a very small amount of cow dung on his bag, inside his bag, but his whole body was covered with cow dung. We are the same. So we are suffering continuously because of our own negativities, but we don't want to get rid of them because since they have been there for a long time, you don't want to get rid of them. You think that's your heritage, you want to keep them, right? So you let them grow, but you don't let consciously, you don't try so much to let them go. So the Buddha is the person, is like a person who, so that wise person, he asked to let these negativities go, this craving and the negativities to go, so that we can come out of this suffering. But we don't want to do that, right? So we are so used to this. Therefore, we want to carry all these negativities with us. So we crave for things. We become greedy at things, right? So it doesn't mean that you should not possess things. You have to use everything so that you can, but so in a wholesome manner, right? Because without harming anyone, without harming yourself, right? So, so what Buddha asks us to do is to let go of the craving, let go of the attachment, so that we have developed towards them. So, with ignorance, when we let go of the ignorance, so when we let go, when we try to understand the real nature of things as they actually are, it's not, Buddha is not asking us to understand a Buddhist truth or a Hindu truth or a Jain truth or a Christian truth or a Muslim truth or an agnostic or atheist truth. The real truth about this nature as it is. When we understand that, what happens is our negativities will go. If not, whenever rains are bound to come on our path, sometimes it will rain slightly and sometimes it will rain cats and dogs, but we are bound to get wet, right? And we are bound to suffer continuously throughout our lives. So if we want to come out of it, then we have to practice this Eight Noble Path, right? Then Eight Noble Path. So so it is called as a middle way. So there are two ways that people say that they can um, come out of all the suffering. Right? So that's why all the people are practicing various kinds of teachings. So certain people they try to give as much as pleasure to the body. So it is called as self-indulgence, self-indulgence. And then there is this second group. This in Buddha's time it was called as atta kama sukallikana yoga, self-indulgence. Right? And then so second way is giving pain to your body as much as possible. It is called as, in Buddhist days, it was called as atta kilamatana yoga, self-mortification. You give pain to yourself. But Buddha said, by both these ways, we cannot attain the enlightenment. Why? So the the problem lies with the mind. So the mind should be the ignorance has arisen inside the mind by so so by giving pleasure or pain to the body, so nothing can be solved, right? So therefore, so we have to follow the middle path. We have to follow the middle path, Majjhima Patipata. We have so we have to develop the mind, right? We have to develop the mind instead of developing the craving. So eating food, while so living a good life, right? Healthy life. So we had to develop the mind to come out of all the negativities, right? So then that's the middle path. And it is the treatment plan of the Buddha, the Eight Noble Path, right? Now, Buddha is just like a doctor, right? So he knew that there is a universal sickness inside us, the suffering, and he knew the cause, and then he understood that we can come out of this continuous dissatisfaction suffering, and then he taught this is the treatment plan. Eight Noble Path is the treatment plan of the Buddha. Then what is the Eight Noble Path? So first one is, today I'm going to teach them in brief, but so during the upcoming weeks, not in the next week. Next week is for questions and answers, starting from next week, right? So we are going to learn about right understanding, first one. Then how right understanding leads to right concepts, right? Then how right concepts can lead to right speech, right speech, and then how right concept can lead to right actions, right actions, number 4. And then 5th one is right livelihood, right livelihood or livelihood. That means, so right livelihood. And then how both these things can lead you to right effort, right effort, then right mindfulness, and finally right concentration, right? So these are the 8 noble paths. The then mm, for the general people, so in enlightened beings, so all since they are grown up to the up to a higher level, so they arise inside one mind, right? So these 8 practices, so they continue inside their mind, so continuously as a flow. But we are not enlightened yet, so therefore we have to give a conscious effort to practice them individually, one by one. Whenever it is the right time to practice right speech, right, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. I mean, automatically, just like in those people. So then those who attain the enlightened, therefore, therefore we have to develop it with awareness. Can you understand? So occasionally, for an example, even though it's a very hard time, so uh, to say not to say a bad word, so you have to hold on yourself, right? And to try to say use nice words, right? So and avoid bad words, right? That's that's an example, right? Like that. So individually, according to occasions, we should try to practice it little by little, right? It is just like uh, filling a pot with drops of water. Drop by drop, the pot will get filled, just like that. So, uh, so from by little practices, right? Then you will be able to develop deeper, right? So then please do it like that, and it is similar to raising 8 kinds of armies, right? So we have 3 kinds of armies in the United States military forces, right? So there is this navy, then there is this army, and then air force. So let's say they develop 8 kinds of forces, which are related to these uh, three under these 3 wings, right? Yeah. So then finally it becomes the United States Army, United States military force, right? Just like that, little by little, we had to build them, and then when you build them, so gradually when you develop them, what will happen is little by little our negativities will go away, and inside us we will develop 4 things. Can you remember them? Loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity, right? So they'll keep on growing. And then finally I won't say, when you develop, you are bound to reach so several stages. The first stage is, in Pali it is called as Saddhanusari. Saddhanusari means, so when your negativities go away, then when your negativities start to go away, then you realize, then you understand the practice correctly, right? Then you understand how to practice well. So you understand the practice correctly, and then you begin to practice well while giving you everything, right? So then that's the state, that's the so confident practitioner level. So you become very confident in your practice, because you know the path and you know that your negativities are going away, and then you try to practice it ardently, little by little. So, but they are more advanced than the general practitioners, right? And then, then you gradually begin to understand the dharma. The dharma means the nature of things as they actually are. And um, then when they begin to understand dharma, the truths about the world, then they begin to practice harder. They are called as Dhammanusari. Dhammanusari means, so Dhamma striver. Dhamma striver means the people who try to understand Dhamma deeper and deeper and deeper. Right? So, but still, these two stages, so anytime negativities can come up and they can go with the wind, right? So, because this practice is just like swimming upward in the river. So swimming downward is very easy, but swimming upward is the hardest, right? Then, uh, after that stage, then they are bound to reach the first level of enlightenment. First level of enlightenment is the level where so you let go of your so uh, so um, so we call it sakkaya ditthi, the identical view. So um, so the wrong understanding about oneself as there is an eternal I, right? And then all kinds of doubts so about things, that means about things means about the nature, right? So so then they decay, and then you let go of your wrong practices. So you let go of your wrong practices in this stage, right? Then then you reach the second stage of enlightenment. So after practicing it, so you reach the second stage of enlightenment. In that one, so your craving, your aversion, and your delusion, all three begins to decline, go down, right? And your loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity becomes deeper, goes deeper. And then in the third stage, so what happens is your attachment to sensual pleasure, and then the deep rooted hatred. Patigha means deep rooted hatred. So both those things completely go away. And then, um, but still, so there is this so notion of pride, pride. And finally, so when you enter the final stage, enlightenment, so the final so negativity, the pride also goes away, and then the pride called I, it also goes away. The that means in that stage too, you have this tendency to compare oneself with the others, right? Compare oneself with the others. Then you reach that stage. Okay, I know for the newcomers, it's a very deep teaching. I am sorry, but I had to teach it to our Vipassana meditators because they have to know where they are. So, what is their practice? How they are practicing? What are the stages that are bound to reach? So, finally, what you need to understand is the practice is up to you. You have to be a lamb to yourself. The Buddha became enlightened, but the Buddha cannot make you enlightened, right? It is not something like, so you keep the other person's, so you keep your hand on the other person's head and say, oh, you become enlightened. You cannot make it, make anybody enlightened like that, right? So you have to practice yourself, and you have to come out of your own negativities. So you have to be a lamb to yourself, right? Be the lamp to yourself and practice very ardently. Buddha says, so attahi attano nato, kohi nato parosya. So you are the refuge of yourself. And there is no refuge that you can find anywhere else, right? So therefore, purify your inside through your own ardent practice and then attain real peace, real happiness, Nibbana. Let's conclude. Everyone, please think. Together, all of us gathered here, paid respect to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and Sangha, and then we practiced this noble, non-sectarian, pure meditation technique and accumulated a lot of positive energy. By the power of all this positive energy, please think, may all our troubles be abated. May all the good things happen in our lives. May we be able to practice ardently, daily, with a lot of confidence, with a lot of diligence, and eradicating all the negativities, developing all positivities. May all of us attain real peace, Nibbana. Please join your palms together and please concentrate. අවිවාදන සීලිස නිචං බද්දා පචායිනු චත්තාරෝ ධම්මා වඩ්ඩන්ති ආයුවන්නෝ සුඛං බලං ආයුරාරෝග්‍ය සංපත්ති සග්ග සංපත්ති මේවච අතෝ නිම්මාන සංපත්ති ඉමිනාති සමිජ්ජතු. Everyone, please say it 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Good night, everyone. Please take rest and see you again. Keep practicing ardently during this week and see you again in the next week. Sukhi Hotu. Good night. The new students, please wait for a moment. You can remove your seats, but you can stand and wait. Good night, Ms. Rita, Mr. Wad.